Pisces, welcome back for your Twin Flame Soulmate read. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. Those of you who are returning, welcome back, tribe. Now, if you're wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link below, as well as any Twin Flame coaching. If you've got blockages or you need to get grounded and you need to talk to somebody like-minded, I am a Twin Flame, as well as a psychic medium, as well as I am in union. So if you need some help, come through and I will give you a hand. For any of the live sessions that I do cover spiritually, you can find them at Yildiz Readings. So follow the link and subscribe, because you can ask free psychic questions during the sessions. And I cover the moon energy as well as astrology and any of your general reads. Okay, your crowning energy you've got coming through is having faith in reverse. There is a bit of an imbalance. And again, with the 2 energy, it is correlating very closely to the masculine energy counterpart. It can, in a prospective sense, although this is for Pisces, this could be directly for you if you're the masculine, but both energies of the counterparts will come through in this read. So place the energy where it directly relates. There can be a situation where you're really needing to get grounded, okay? So having faith in reverse. This can be a detachment as well. So this is quite natural and it is part of the process. For feminines, you're really asked to get into your anchored in energy. This can be going out in the garden. It can be detaching from the situation. And I'm seeing higher heart energy coming through, which is directly linked to Chiron. So there can be, especially with Chiron now being in Aries, it is the first house placement of self. So in a sense, you could be energetically coming in with this thought process that you need to focus on your side of the fence and things that you need to do, regardless of whether you have communication or not. Both individuals are looking at themselves, and I do feel, even in a prospective sense, the masculine may be going through a very adverse time and looking at what they need to do to move themselves forward. I do feel for those that have a karmic relationship, go through and follow me on Instagram, as well as I did put some videos up in relation to karmic energies. So if you do want to follow me on there, you can. The link will be below. And it was about the karmics and how, whether you are or whether you're not the karmic. But I will be putting information videos through the process on my other channel, which is Twin Flame Alchemist Union. Now, they've got eternal love in reverse. Some of them are actually leaving a karmic energy behind. Now, the karmic energy directly connects with us, all of us collectively, individually. Our belief systems, what we vibrationally feel we're worth, we attract those frequencies. Their self-worth is changing, but through those energies of purging, they're actually finding that very troublesome. It's a very painful experience. There is a sun on the card, as well as the yellow and the orange energies coming through of the lower chakras, which is where we get our power from. And really, there has been this frequency for the last 3 months where a lot of the lower chakra energies have been directly impacted, and our auric field have been. We have needed to have a very stable base chakra to cope with all the ascension symptoms and the transformations and transitions forward. What does tend to happen in a retrograde sense is your lower chakras are directly impacted, as well as your third eye with the egoic state and the perspective and perception of what's going on. They've got eternal love coming through in reverse. So things that they don't love, they're moving away from. In the past, both of you energetically were being affected in the movement of the connection forward. Now, it can be for various reasons, but this is the direct energy coming through. You may have felt that you were at war. I'm seeing almost a Star Wars-like image coming in to this energy. Now, the interesting thing is, next year is a vibration of 4, and this card breaks down to a 4. So although both parties potentially can be reflecting on the past, your confirmation card, clarification card, is with the imbalance with both sides. Now, it doesn't just have to come down to you feminine, you masculine. It's the external energies in which we need to purge, release. They can be our responsibilities, our burdens, our belief systems. in the past, those things felt like we both energetically were at war. And I'm talking from your perspective, Pisces. Things were imbalanced. You're meditating upon that energy when you're looking at the perspective moving forward. Currently, where you stand, there are a few things that you're needing to make a decision about. Some of you may have had contact. Some of you are coming to a place where, with this being a number 6, I always relate that to masculine. There can be a choice connected to your masculine. Some of these choices, even if you're not in communication, you need to understand. Sometimes we feel, gosh, if I move, you could be working with your twin, for instance, and you're thinking, if I move and leave this job, I will never see my twin again. Incorrect. If I leave this area and they don't know where I live, or they don't have my phone number, they won't be able to find me. Incorrect. If you have to make some vibrational choices for your life, you need to make them. Okay, and it's on your side, feminine. But because of these choices, some of you may be even wondering, due to the past of these broken promises, with the heart, you're anchoring into your heart energy and you're saying, okay, I know what happened in the past. There might have been betrayals, there might have been hurt. Things didn't get off the ground the way you had hoped and dreamed they could. But where to from here? And is your heart open enough to have that new start with this person? Moving forward, you've got leading the way in reverse. Potentially you guys, and this was coming through in your general read, so go through and have a look at your general read. There is a lot going on around you, but it's strange. It's like a hermit mode energy, but at the same time, it feels as though you guys are meditating more so, again in the third eye, and looking back, but potentially thinking, okay, with all these things coming and they're changing, and it can be quite fast-paced energy, what do we do from here, and how am I open to it? Your intuitive communication, spiritually speaking and abundantly speaking, being a 7, is, especially with your Zane Garden coming up, feminines, you're mentally trapped in your mind at the 3D level though. So you know what the 5D is. You knew what you wanted. You could, in a sense, think, after all that has transpired, how can this be? How will it come about? When we're tuning into the blocks, we're directly enabling the blocks. When we think of the vibrational feel, we are owning that frequency and we directly attract that solution. Even if we feel on the 3D level things are blocked, by tuning into it, you're assisting with that frequency. Like attracts like. Test it. You'll see it in your own life. It happened so many times in my twin flame journey and through my life, regardless of my twin being with me or not. Anything I fed, I directly attracted. Any adversity I was experiencing, when I gave it more power, like a plug-in, it manifested and it was heavier energy. And when I was meditating upon the situation from my third eye of, okay, if I do this, this is how it's going to be. If I do that, this is how it's going to be. I was spreading my frequency so finely that I was tuning into so many ways in which one situation could come about, that once I had purged that and thought about it and detached and just thought, I actually have no solution to this, universe then gave me, because I anchored my energy in, universe gave me doors and solutions. But while your frequency is like that, it closes the doors. So you're blocking the frequency. Both of you are doing the same thing, okay, at a different level. Feminines are doing it where they are tuning into the past, but you're purging the past to move forward. And it can be at gradual levels. If you're thinking of two paths, could even be another person or your twin, or a way to do something or not to do something. Your energy is not grounded and at one. While you're not at one, it blocks it till you can gain that perspective. When you detach, that's why they do talk about in the twin flame journey, detachment. You do get to a state of detachment. When we are going through that perspective, we are detaching. But we need to gain that clarity with it intuitively. Once we release that, which is really necessary to get grounded, You don't have to lead the way. Anything that is worth having will come to you because you vibrationally believe it. You no longer will fear because you have lived all your fears. And that's really a lot of twin flames that have gone through this transition. Yes, you've experienced the dark night of the soul for many of you. Potentially the third wavers will be going through that this year. And various energies of that can still creep up. But a lot of the second wavers have already gone through that. But when we have those trigger points, it's reminding us of the dark night of the soul, of what already transpired, okay? And it won't just be connecting in with your twin. It will be connecting in with your entire life. That's the dark night of the soul. The masculine's energy right now, they're dealing with the 3D, leaving something behind and trying to tie up those loose ends. They're very fatigued. They've been doing a lot of work. Spiritually, you guys, due to the delay or things, even if you're in contact, there's delay in the connection. I'm in union with my twin and there are delays with the new path, especially with that previous Scorpio full moon. It's the fair-based frequencies of, hey, we're moving ahead. Yes, we're moving into the Gemini energy. There can be some jealous trigger points coming through. But the funny thing is I'm feeling this is coming more towards the twins, the twin community. So just be mindful of it. When you're having these receptive energies come up, try and anchor your energy in, especially if you're saying 144 or 1114. It's asking you to anchor in. Get grounded. Take your shoes off. Put your feet on the ground. Breathe. Detach from the things you're tuning into and the vibrations that you're experiencing from external parties, especially karmics. Unplug. Take the power away. Masculine is not wanting to do things the same. Okay, right now they're like, you know what, I'm really fatigued. I don't want to do things the same. Something has to change. They're keeping their cool because of these things that are transforming. But because they're so exhausted, it is due to the base chakra, and it could be a family-related dynamic, a work-related dynamic. With all the red, it's to do with the foundation. They're tired of waiting for this perfect foundation to come through. And there's no such thing as perfect, but their mind is, they've been working hard. They know what they did in the past. They know what they experienced in the past. They no longer want to be in that frequency, but they're very, very tired. You are feeling that your energy will pick up to a point you'll be feeling free. You acknowledge in the 3D and the 5D that you are free to do anything you want to do. But you're actually looking at the reality of situations, what transpired and what is right now. So your decisions to a degree can be based on the past, but I think you're going to purge that pretty quickly. If you can detach from the pain body experience of the things that did transpire between you and your twin, you will be to the point where you're doing the same thing as masculine. You're detaching from the past to create a new future. Both of you are not tempted by past tense energies. This is at the heart of the reading. So you've got temptation in the reverse, and it might feel very strange for you in two ways. There might be a situation where you're feeling there's no connection between you and your twin at all. Very normal. It's part of twin flame union, because you need to come home to yourself, and it is about self-love. Once you can come to this place where you're having a high vibration life and you're like, I'm good with, I'm good without, yeah, you then fall into that energy where there is that detachment. But you're not only detaching from the old frequency, you're detaching from the outcome, when, where, what, and how. That's when you own the vibration and you can fall into the energy of going, I know there's this connection. I don't know when it's going to happen. I know it's there, because you do even battle with the energy of, am I the karmic? No, you're not. You're your own karmic. We all individually are our own karmic. That's why I said go look at Instagram. I'm yet to do the information videos on Twin Flame Alchemist Union, so that you guys can understand why these things happen. I wish I had that when I was going through mine. I've been on this journey 18 years. You've got Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing and reflection, which is interesting because I said when you go through that purge of detachment, you move into understanding that you're not trapped. Neither one is trapped. Even when you come back into reunion to move into union, you're with union with self first. you move into reunion to alchemize a union with each other. But you can't be one with them if you're not one with yourself. One with yourself means knowing that you're going to be okay with or without them. And now my bloody alarm's going off, and it's such an ugly tone. It's a morphed frequency. I dropped it one time and it's really looking worse for wear. Okay. In their head, they're not doing things the old way. This is for the masculine, okay? They're not following the white rabbit. They're like, look, I've been there, done that. I'm not going there. In their heart space, can you hear it? It sounds shocking. Inspiration, creative sparks, imagination, conception. They're bringing this full circle. They know what they want, and they want it now. Don't feel the need to do this. In your mind, you're thinking that everything's always going to be the same, okay? Try and tune out of that, feminines, because your energy is the right way, learning to create what you desire. You've got this card in reverse. You need to live that vibration of what you're wanting, and I do feel you're going to go through a slight purge in perspective and perception. It doesn't mean you're going to be superly depressed, but it is this energy where through the moon stages, we have the first moon in Gemini, and that frequency is going to take 6 months. It will cycle out at the end after 6 months, because that's where the new moon is between the 4th and the 6th, and it's in Gemini. And the full moon is going to be in Sagittarius, which is interesting because of the planets retrograde and where their placements are. So it is going to be very strict. Okay, we want these hopes and dreams. You've got the aspect of Neptune coming through with the Gemini moon. So really purging old temptations and ways of doing things. So if you're connecting in the dots and you're not wanting to do things the right way and you're thinking, if I do X, Y, and Z, maybe it'll benefit me, you don't have to. So detach from that belief system. Outlearn and outgrow the old ways you were doing things, because masculine really is. So this is the trigger point of you going through this experience and you believing that something's not going to change. When you disconnect to that, this is where they're going to get to a point they're like, I'm not doing that either. So if you're battling that energy of feeling, maybe if I call them, maybe if I move here, maybe if I do this and that, it will assist, drop that frequency and detach from it. Because these moon cycles for you guys, universe is guiding you and protecting you, but you need to detach from it. You're also in your headspace, which is the egoic experience. And I always say that because when we're processing things, we prospectively look at things and we disconnect. That's what's going on with feminines at the moment. With your heart space, you know your self-worth. So through this cycle, it's going to give you your self-worth. Get grounded. When it comes to the masculine, tune into the fact that they have the potential to be their best possible version of themselves. If you're thinking nothing's going to change, you're holding that energy still. Scarred Mother Earth, okay? Heart chakra activation, gaining peace from the past, not selling out, getting to a point where in your heart you know the masculine's always going to live. And your lost love is returning, but it's not holding space. It is, okay? We don't hold space. We continue forward as we grow, because when we detach from these things, we attract it because we know what our worth is. And realistically speaking, 5D, 3D, that person is always vibrationally there. It's written all over you, okay? And again, moon keeps coming up for feminine, so work with those moon energies. Do a manifestation and do a release ceremony with the Sagittarius full moon. The things that don't belong to you, like the Tower, and that's what I'm picking up, release them, let go spiritually or at a 3D level. Because it's coming, okay? You've got mortality in reverse. It is coming. It's right on your doorstep. But to alchemize it, you need to disconnect those old belief systems. Love and light. If you need a booking, link below. See you on the other side.